Hello everyone, this is 5 and welcome to Cobra Central Toy Review. And today so we'll be looking at the 2011 release by Hasbro of the G.I. Joe Pursuit of Cobra action figure review. And today's action figure review we'll be looking at the Wave 6 of the Arctic Thread Rock Viper. Now I got this thanks to KG Trains, who's from Texas, and bought a whole set of Wave 6 figures and shipped it from Texas all the way to Malaysia to me as gifts. So thank you so very much for this wonderful gifts, KG Trains. Now for the Rock Viper itself, retail pricing is 39 ringgit and 90 cents if it ever actually appeared in Malaysia at all, because Hasbro Malaysia didn't brought in any of the Wave 6 figures at all, so it's rather disappointing. Now let's take a look at the packaging itself. One corner here we have under artwork for the Rock Viper. Now the artwork from below the head itself is actually quite nicely done with the colors, quite detailed artwork there, but when you look at the schemas it looks kinda unrealistic if you compare to the rest of the artwork itself. Furthermore, the uniform that he's wearing, the beige colored, is more towards a bit more yellowish, dark yellow beige than compared to the figure itself. Two different colors there, which is kind of weird. Inside the plastic bubble we have the figure, and it is laden with a lot of accessories. A lot. So I'm going to bring the package a bit closer. We have the figure. He's wearing the helmet. He's wielding the ice pick. Strapped onto his entire arm is the submachine gun there. Next to his head is the smaller pistol. Next to his other arm is the sniper rifle. Bottom section of the legs here, next to his legs is the backpack with the grappling hook and the strings. Next to the figure is the entire spear. For some reason that he's packaged with a spear. Behind the figure is the base stand, and underneath the base stand is the fold-up catalog that showcase Wave 1 and Wave 2 figures, which makes no sense because we are already at Wave 6. Because Hasbro is being cheap and they don't want to reproduce the catalog, might as well package it up until Wave 6 to save costs. Behind the packaging, on one corner here, we have a small little write-up stating what the G.I. Joe is really about and who they're up against, which is Cobra. And this time we have the mission Arctic Thread. Now if you think about it, we don't have a lot of Arctic Thread figures. A handful of them. We kept on seeing City Strike, Desert Battle, and Jungle Assault. The Arctic Thread has very little amount of figures, which is quite disappointing and quite rather sad, especially when they have to outfit the Rock Viper, which is more suitable on a desert climate considering the uniform color that he's wearing, and he's being slotted into the Arctic Thread. Of course, in the Arctic Thread area we have a lot of mountains and everything, so it sort of makes sense, but we need more Arctic Thread figures. That's what I'm saying. Here we have a nicer image of the Arctic Thread diorama, which is very nicely done. We have two Wolfhound vehicles, we have Snow Job, we have Whiteout, and we have the Rise of Cobra Arctic Thread Snake Eyes. In the background there we have the Arctic Thread Destro, a couple of the Snow Serpents, and the Ice Cutter. Now, very nicely done. Now at the bottom section of the packaging itself is the profile card, and we have the smaller image of the Rock Viper, stating on the section here, Rock Viper Infantry, primary weapon LR-V long range rifle, combat gear, rock climbing helmet, backpack with grapple hooks, bullpup submachine gun, pistol, climbing pick, tactical spear. Tactical spear, how does a spear be tactical? It's just beyond me. Climbing shoes. Ah yes, there is a climbing shoes, I believe, not too sure. Now we'll open it up and see how it goes. And here is a smaller write-up stating the Cobra Rock Vipers are mountain assault specialists trained in mountaineering and vertical assault. They are experts at climbing treacherous terrain of rock, snow or ice, and they use sophisticated climbing gear and weapons designed for compactness and versatility. Very nice. So without further ado, let's open up this packaging so we can molest the figure. Be right back. And we're back after doing the figure and recent stuff up from packaging. Now let's take a look at the Rock Viper's accessories, starting off with the base stand. Now it comes with a nice little base stand here that's based on the 25th anniversary style with a nice little Cobra logo on the top with 2 pigs for the figure to stand on. Nameplate there stated as Rock Viper, and the back portrait at the bottom section of the base stand stated as at 2007 Hasbro made in China. Now the Rock Viper here comes with a whole slew of accessories, but none of them are new except for one accessory, which I have to assume. Now first things first, it comes with a nice little combat knife. Now the entire thing is made of a black plastic material with a little bit of paint job, a little silver paint job at the bottom section of the blade itself, as you can see there. Now a bit of silver paint job also smudged onto the black portion of the blade, as you can see here. Not very nice. And the mold is nothing new, it's actually based on the Pursuit of Cobra Series Strikes Low Lights combat knife. But if you actually want to be more technical, it's actually based on the 25th anniversary line. You can store the knife onto the Rock Viper's right side of the thigh there because there's a small little knife sheath. Then we have a small little black pistol made of a black plastic material with no paint job at all. Now the pistol's mold is nothing new here. This entire thing is made, well, based on the 25th anniversary line, and there's no trigger nor trigger guard for the pistol, so it looks a little bit silly there. Now the details is alright, but it's missing the crucial one for the pistol, which is the trigger. Furthermore, there's no way for you to store the little pistol except having the Rock Viper wield it on hand. There's no gun holster for the pistol. Next we have the bullpup submachine gun. Now the bullpup submachine gun is made of a black plastic material with no paint job on, and the mold is actually based on the Rise of Cobra Elite Viper's submachine guns. The details is actually quite nice. You got the stock at the back, you got a handle with a trigger, you got the magazine there, you got another handle, and on the top section here you got a small little targeting sight. Very nice. Again, no way for you to store the submachine gun. Next we have the ice pick. The ice pick here is made of a black plastic material with silver paint job on this section here, and the entire thing is based on the Pursuit Cobra Arctic Thread Destro's ice pick. So there's nothing new on this ice pick either. Now to store the ice pick is quite easy. It's actually quite easy for storing it. All you have to do is just hook it onto the straps for the backpack and you're done. Then we have his sniper rifle here. Now the entire thing is made of a black plastic material with no paint job. Now the rifle here is nothing new. The mold is basically based on the 25th anniversary Zartan with the green face, and he actually has this sniper rifle. Now the details are very nice. You got the scope, the oversized scope at the top, you got the stock at the back that connects to the handle here, and you got the small little trigger guard and the trigger itself. You got the magazine clip here, and you got the targeting sight at the end of the barrel here. Very nice. Again, there's no way for you to store it. Then we have sort of a new accessory. This is the tactical spear. Not too sure why a Rock Viper needs a spear, considering that it's kind of cumbersome and not very practical for rock climbing. But overall, the overall spear here is made of a black plastic material with no paint job at all. They could have just painted the tip of the blade silver, but there you go, we have a black spear here, which you can actually store it at the backpack for some reason. Then we have his black helmet. Each side of the helmet here, you can see this sort of like an indent going on. As you can see on one side here, and so that's on the other side here. Because the helmet is, well, not only that it's made of a black plastic material with no paint job at all, it is actually the mold from the 25th anniversary Corporal Breaker's helmet. So there's nothing new here as well. Hence they seal up the 2 indents on each side of the helmet. And finally we have his backpack with 2 grappling hooks tied with a string, as you can see here. Now the entire thing is made of a black plastic material, and the buckles, as you can see, are painted in silver, which is a nice little touch there, but I really wish they put more paint job on the back portion because there's more buckles and straps going on. And as you can see, this entire thing is a gimmicky, well, accessory, and the mold is nothing new. This is based on the Rise of Cobra, City Strike, Snake Eyes, the same Snake Eyes that reuses the Resolute mold. Yes, so in that packaging it came with the backpack here, which is, well, suitable for the Rock Viper because, well, he does need a backpack with the string and a grappling hook. It comes with 2 grappling hooks, and you can see the length of the string itself, very long. And because this is one singular string, and it went through this section of the backpack and gone out from the other section here. So basically it's not stuck. As you can see, this section here is tied over. So that's this section here, this is where it stops. So you can move the backpack back and front like so, but it will stop at where it's being tied a knot with, so it doesn't go all the way there. It's very nice. You got the straps going on, and here is a small little button to connect to the buckle here. Now there's a small little, well, section here for you to store the spear, which is kind of interesting. There's no way for you to keep the string in a proper fashion. All you have to do is just, well, wrap it around and you're done with it, as you can see, like so. The details are quite nicely done, but extra little paint job details will be nice. Now let's take a look at the Rock Viper's paint job. Majority of parts, as you can see, the beige parts are not painted at all. That's pure beige color, pure plastic color for the beige itself, but they are all covered in the dark brown camo paint job. Now the torso here, the neck joint is painted in black because the Rock Viper is wearing a ski mask. The pouches in the front here, where he stored all his ammo, is painted in dark brown. Lower section of the arms itself is made of a, well, flesh tone skin of a plastic color. The arm guards here is actually painted in a dull red color. As you can see, that even the straps are painted as well. The hands, the pair of hands, are not actually painted. It's made of a black plastic material. The lower section of the torso here, the waist section, I'm pretty glad that they actually painted the belt into black with a silver paint on the buckle now, besides leaving it pure plastic color. Now the tie section here, besides the camo paint job, one side of the tie here, this knife sheath, is not painted at all. It's just pure plastic color. So that's on the other side. Kneecaps is painted in a dull red color, and the lower section of the legs itself, the armor parts, is also painted with the dull red color, and the boots are not painted at all. It's just made of a black plastic material. The straps at the back is also painted, as you can see, very nice. The entire head is made of a black plastic material with no paint job at all, but some of the flesh tone skin, well, smudged a little bit on the top section of the forehead, so it's not really that nice. Flesh tone skin is also painted, so does the eyebrow and the pair of eyes and the pupils. Now let's take a look at the figure's mold. Now the mold here is nothing new, but there's one major complaint. The figure has one leg longer than the other one because the way they drill the joint down, one side is a bit more longer. So that's really disappointing, because posing this figure without a base stand is rather difficult. It will keep on falling off. And the funny thing is, I have another Rock Viper and it doesn't suffer this, well, quality issue problem. So as It's really a gamble here. Now, for the mold part, nothing on this body is new. Nothing at all. They are all reused parts. Some are older, some are newer. The head mold, which I am rather disappointed that they don't make a new head mold for the Rock Viper, because the color scheme follows greatly onto the original 1990s Rock Viper. Even the mold itself, majority of the parts of the mold follows greatly like the 1990s Rock Viper. But the head mold, they decided to use it, reuse the head mold from the 25th anniversary Para Viper. Of all the molds, they have to use that. So I'm quite rather disappointed. The torso, the waist, and the shoulders are nothing new either. It's actually based on the newer molds of the Pursuit of Cobra, Jungle Assault, Jungle Viper. Now, the thigh areas is also nothing new there. It's actually made of the Pursuit of Cobra City Strike Low Light. Hence why one side of the leg here we have the knife sheath, and the other side of the leg here we have nothing to connect to, because we don't have a detachable scope to place onto this section here. But for Hasbro, I still have to commend them something, because they are actually trying to get as close as possible to the 1990s Rock Viper, except for the head there. Now for the lower arms, knees, and the lower legs is actually based on the Pursuit of Cobra. Yes, Pursuit of Cobra Wave 2. I believe it will be Wave 2 of the Tornado Kick Snake Eyes. Yes, Wave 2. Yes, I believe it's Wave 2. Now the hands itself is also based on the City Strike Low Light as well, which I forgot to mention about it. So the entire body, there's nothing new there. Majority of parts are actually a nice combination to pay a tribute to the 1990s Rock Viper. But the head mold is what really turns most collectors off, because a lot of collectors really hate it with the head mold, and they try to cover the head mold with another accessory, or use a custom head mold, or get a custom head mold from some other website. So yes, it's rather disappointing to have this head mold, but the rest of the body is near perfect to look exactly or near exactly to the 1990s Rock Viper, which is a pity. Now let's take a look at the figure's articulation. The head here, as you can see, can pivot up and down, side to side, and turn 360 degrees. Torso here can move forward, back, all the way back of course, side to side, and turn 360 degrees. Have to adjust a little bit. Yes. Now shoulder joints here can move 360 degrees and move the shoulders all the way up this high. Elbow joint here can move forward, back, and turn 360 degrees. Now the wrist joint here, one side of the wrist joint here can pivot downwards, upwards, and turn 360 degrees, which is a very nice thing for them to use the new wrist joint suit. I wish all the figures have that. On the other side of the hand itself, you can turn 360 degrees and go inward or outward. But due to the hindrance of the arm guard itself, as you can see, this is as far as it can go. Hip joints here can move forward, back a little bit, and to the sides. Double jointed knee that's actually bent this far, which is very nice. And finally, we have the ankle joint that pivots downwards, upwards a little bit because it's being hindered by the armor part here, and turn 360 degrees. Now let's fully equip the Rock Viper with all the accessories, starting off with the backpack here. Now the backpack is quite easy. First we have to adjust the arms a little bit so we can slip in the two arms into the straps itself, like so. Then plug in the peg. Adjust the straps. Plug in the button for the belt itself. And he's almost done actually. First we have to wrap the grappling hooks. Have him wear the helmet. As you can see, the helmet does not even bear any resemblance to the original figure. Plus the fact that the helmet tends to pop off quite easily because the helmet and the back portion is a bit too long, and well, the helmet actually hits onto the collar of the figure itself. Too low and it covers half the eyes. Too high and then it pops off. Here is the spear, and this is where you place the spear, as you can see. Like so. I still have no idea why he carries around with a spear. Have him equipped with the rifle. As I mentioned before, there's no way for you to store the string and the grappling hooks. It just hangs on to the backpack itself. We got the submachine gun on one hand because he's the Rock Viper and he needs all the firepower he actually can grab. We have the knife, which stores on the knife sheath, and we have the final item, the ice pick, which you can hook it up like so. Leaving only accessory would be the pistol itself. There's no way for you to actually have the figure store on a pistol. And there you have it. There's the Rock Viper. Very nicely done actually. He's not that bad. It's actually not that bad at all. It's just that the head sculpt, oh, they could have used a new head sculpt rather than reuse the head sculpt, which bears nothing resemblance to the original Rock Viper that was released in 1990s. Majority of the parts there is a nice little combination that looks just like the old Rock Viper there. I still don't understand why they gave him a spear, but it does look very nicely done. I mean, he does look very well packed with a lot of accessories. You got the knife, backpack, grappling hook, spear, no idea why. Have a sniper rifle, submachine gun, and a nice little helmet. The accessories are actually very nice, and I actually bought 2 of them because you need a squad of 2 for the Rock Vipers. Maybe in the future I may get more. So if I want to give a rating on this, it's not bad. I'll give it a nice 7 out of 10. Yes, 7 out of 10 for the Pursuer Cobra Articulation Rock Viper, because if you look at it, he is not bad looking. It's a pity that the head sculpt it bears no resemblance at all to the old Rock Viper, but when you look at it, fully geared and everything, and the color aesthetics, it's actually not bad. So 7 out of 10 for the Rock Viper, and I thank you all for watching. This is Lucy05 and I'm signing off.